Okay, so let's start. So yesterday we saw about a very basic program, that is how to just start the program. Today what we'll do is we'll use a similar kind of basic program, and we'll see how we can use little more options. Okay, again I'm telling you I'll go very slowly, so that you guys can understand the programming skills very strong, so that the next level whatever is there, that will become more easy for you. Okay, fine. So as I told you before, working on any macros, make sure that you will save the file first. Okay, I'll say Control S. We'll go to the same folder where we saved our yesterday's file. Batch. Then I'll say macro enabled workbook. Then we'll say VBA class 2, and I'll save this. Right? Okay. So today's chapter we'll see how we can copy and paste in different ways. Let's assume that I have one cell here wherein I have typed ITAS. I need to copy this cell and paste it here. Let me say Control C and I'll say Control V. This is manually what you're doing in Excel. But how to do the same thing in program? Okay, that we'll see. Now, if you want to go to editor, that is Visual Basic Editor, shortcut key what I'll be using is Alt F11. Once I go here, I'll find the Project Explorer, right click, say Insert, and I'll insert a module. As I told you yesterday, we'll work on the standard modules and we'll work on other modules later. Okay, fine. So when I'm actually writing a macro, make sure that we'll have all the standardizations first. Now, if you go here, I told you yesterday, this is sheet name, sorry, code name, and this is sheet name. This is the module. Now, suppose if you want to start working, let's rename these objects. So let's cultivate this object, the habit of renaming the object so that it will be easy for me to recognize those objects. First, let's go to this. It says sheet 1. Since I'm working on copy, what I'll do is I'll use WKS. That means it is worksheet. Just a prefix for each object. Say WKS and I'll say copy. So that it will be easy for me to recognize the object. Let me copy this. Same thing I'll give it for sheet name as well. I'll say enter. So the code name and the sheet name has been changed. Let's go to this module. Module also let me rename the mod underscore copy. I'll say enter. See here I've used WKS, that is for worksheet. I used mod so that it is recognized as module. You can write macros without renaming as well, but cultivate the habit of renaming it so that it will become easy for you to recognize that object. Right? Okay. Next, we'll start writing the macro. The macro, what I'm actually planning is to copy the data from D5 of WKS copy sheet and I'll paste it in H5, right? Okay, I'll say sub space, I'll give the program name copy data underscore, let's say I'll copy by a single cell. Copy data underscore cell. So I've given this program so it will be easy for you to understand, saying that I'm copying one cell and pasting it in another cell. How to do that? Yesterday we saw how to access the data from Excel. Same thing, I'll say WKS copy dot range open bracket. The address is D5. So in the previous session we saw it is dot value. That means I was taking the value. Now what I'm doing, I'm trying to copy. I'll say dot copy. Say enter. Now what this will do, this will copy the data which is in D5. Now I need to paste. I'll say WKS copy dot range of, say I want to paste that in H5 dot paste special. Say paste special. Let me execute this. Execute means running that program. I have this button here. Click on this. Let me go to my Excel sheet. See, it copied the data and it pasted in H5 of WKS copy sheet. This is for copying and pasting from one cell to another cell. Well, let's work on copying and pasting of multiple cells. Say one, I just drag this, make it say 5. From D5 to D9. Let's go back to my code. Say sub copy data underscore, I'll say range. Say enter. Say WKS copy dot range of, I'll say D5 to D9 dot copy. I'm trying to copy the data. Now let's say I want to paste it. So where will I paste? Say WKS copy dot range of H5 dot paste special. Now don't give H5 to H9 because this one cell is enough where I can paste the complete copied data. That is, a complete range can be pasted. Let me execute this. I can use F5 or I can click on this button. I'll press F5. If you go and check this, see, copied and it pasted. This is for the range. Let's go back. See, a cell, I'll say D5, pasted here H5, that is pasted in this cell. The range I copied here and I pasted here. Next one. Let's say I have a value here, just some random value will take. I'll try to do some calculation here. Let's say I want to copy this data and I need to paste here. See, but how will I paste? Usually I'll copy this, paste as values. Let me go back, say sub copy data underscore. Let's say I want to paste it as values. WKS copy dot range of, let's say I'll copy from F5 to F9, say F5 to F9 dot copy. This range will be copied. Now I need to paste it here, but not just paste the copied values, but I need to paste it as values so that the formulas are not copied. Let's go here. I'll say WKS copy dot range of I5 dot paste special. If I give like this and if I say F5, see, it'll just copy and it'll paste. But my intention was to paste it as values. So what I'll do, I'll go here, give a space, and I'll get so many options here. See, I have all the options of paste special. Now I'll go here, I'll say paste values. Say tab. Now let me execute this and see what will happen. See, it copied this, pasted it. That means the data what I copied is pasted as values. Okay, fine. Next, let's say I want to format this. Let's take a format here. I'll just copy this and I'll put it here. And here, let's say I want this to be a single decimal and it should be center aligned, and that should be, let's say, different color, make it bold, and I will change the font like this, and let me give a border. See, let me just hide this grid line so it'll be easy for me to understand. See, I want the same format to be pasted for this range. That means I'm copying a format and I'm trying to paste it here. How to do that? Let's go here. Say sub copy data underscore, I'll say format. Let me copy that cell which has got the format dot range of, it is I2 dot copy. Now what I'm doing, I'm copying this cell. Now I'll paste it on this range, that is from I5 to I9. Say WKS copy dot range of I5 to I9 dot pay special, and here I'll select formats. Say F5. Say copied and it pasted the formats. Fine. Okay. Next, say I have a table here. I want to paste the column width. Let's assume that I'll take one column width here like this. I want to copy this, the same column width I want for these three columns. That is, I'm trying to format the cell by copying a column width. Let's go back, sub, copy, data, score, I'll say column width. Say WKS copy dot range of, let's say I'll copy this H5 dot copy. Now I'll paste it from here till here. Say WKS copy dot range of D5 to F5 dot paste special, and I'll say paste column width. So what this will do, it will copy this column width and it will paste here. Say F5. See the same column width, whatever I had here, that will be pasted here. This for column width. Next, let's say I want to copy this data and paste as transpose. If I go here, say Alt ES, and I'll say transpose, say okay, see this is how the data is pasted. How to do this through program? Let's go back. Say sub copy data underscore, I'll say transpose. Say WKS copy dot range of D5 to F9 dot copy. Now we'll paste it as transpose in D12. Say WKS copy dot range of, let's say D12 dot paste special. Now if I say paste special, what will happen? It will paste here directly, like whatever I have with the column wise, it will say it will paste in the same way. But I want transpose. So what I'll do, I'll give a space. It lasts for one more parameter, that is paste as values, or say paste as column width. Wherein I don't want this, I'll say a comma. Next, it lasts for one more parameter. It's actually for operation. This also I don't need. I'll say comma. Then it lasts for skip blanks, which again I don't require. I'll say comma, and transpose, I'll say true. This transpose, I'll say true. Let me execute this. See, it got copied and it pasted it. Let me delete this. There is one more way of doing it. So what I'll do, I'll go here. I'll say sub copy data underscore transpose. I'll say method 2. WKS copy dot range of D5 to DF9 dot copy. While pasting, I'll say WKS copy dot range of D12 dot paste special. But what I'll do, directly I'll go to this transpose parameter. How to go? I'll say transpose equals. Say type the parameter name transpose colon equals. This is how I can directly go and access the parameter in the VBA macro. I will say true. Let me execute this. See, I'll get the result like this. If you see, there is not much difference between this program and this program. Both are actually giving me the same result, but the parameter what I'm passing is little different. Here I have all the parameters. I'm trying to skip these parameters and then going to this transpose and saying it is true. But when it comes to this, what it is doing, I'm not taking all these parameters. Directly, I'm giving the parameter name so that the program will understand what actually I'm doing. Okay. So this is directly, I'll take the parameter. Here I'm trying to pass the parameters. Right? Okay. This is for copying data within the sheet. So what if I want to copy the data from one sheet to another sheet? Let me just create one more sheet here. I'll say WKS report. Just one dummy sheet I'll create so that I'll copy the data from here and then I'll paste it here. Say Alt F11. I'll rename the sheet. Please have the habit of renaming the objects. Okay, fine. Now how to copy this data from here and paste it here? You just have to go here, say sub copy data, and say from one sheet to another sheet, say WKS copy dot range of. Let's copy D5 to F9 dot copy. Then I want to paste it in this report sheet. Let's say I'll paste it in D5, say WKS report dot range of D5 dot paste special. See, if I execute this, the data which is here, it copied and it will paste here. So you just have to change the sheet name here. See, that's all. So the range, whatever you're using, this part is same for every sheet. If I'm copying from one sheet, I have to specify from where I'm copying and I have to specify the sheet where am I pasting it. Okay, so what will happen when I'm doing like this? This will copy from one sheet and it will paste it in another sheet. If I'm giving the same sheet name, it will paste within the sheet itself. Okay, fine. One more thing. So many people actually ask, how will I copy the entire sheet? So let's say I want to copy the entire sheet like this and paste. For that, what you have to do is say sub copy data, let's say entire sheet. Just have to say WKS copy dot cells dot copy. That's all. So you don't have to specify any range. Just say WKS copy dot cells dot copy. Then I'll say WKS report dot range of A1 dot paste special. Let's run this. See, it copied the entire sheet and it pasted it. See, don't give, say, some other cell number here. See, let me run this. It will throw error because I'll tell you why. When I'm actually copying this data, when I say cells.copy, it is copying from A1. But when I'm pasting somewhere from here, somewhere in the middle, it will not have the same number of cells when it is pasting. So what it will do, it will throw error saying that the range is not matching. Okay. So whenever you're using this cells.copy, make sure that you'll give A1. See, now if I run, it will run. Okay, this is how you'll be copying the data from one cell to another cell, or say from one range to another range, and then paste as values and paste as formats, column width, or say transpose, and this is from one sheet to another sheet or entire sheet. So what you have to understand here is, see, the range with the address, and I'll say dot copy, it will copy. If I say paste special, it will paste. So till here it will be common. But after that, what you are doing, that you'll have to think whether I need to copy or paste, or delete, insert, or whatever. Okay. Any doubts in this, people? If you have any doubts, please ask me. Let me save this file. Any doubts?
Hello.
Yeah, tell me.
Hello.
Yeah.
Sir, once you have used that transpose parameter, can we use the same in paste special as well?
I didn't.
The one which you use in transpose parameter.
Yes. Here I used transpose. This one.
Then we can use the same in this one paste special as well.
Paste special. Yes, you have to use paste special only. Yeah, paste special. Then only I'll get this transpose.
No. Above one more is the
Yeah.
format and value.
Where
The one,
here,
this one column width.
no. Here,
Yeah.
this will actually help me in formatting. Okay, if I'm doing this paste
Okay.
formats along with transpose, what will happen? It will copy like this, and it'll just paste only the formats on this table. It'll just paste only the format. Here we are trying to copy and paste the values. Usually transpose is done for values, not for any formats. Any other doubt?
Thank you, sir.
One small clarification. Why there is transpose colon, that's true, and you have written another command transpose comma 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 then true. What is the difference between these two?
Who is this?
This is Sumanta.
Sumanta. Okay. Sumanta, as I explained, see what will happen is here, see, these are two methods. Both are same. So both you can use. Here what I'm trying to do, let me explain again. See, when I'm saying space, what will happen? There are parameters. In Excel also in a formula, you'll have the parameters. Say in VLOOKUP, I'll say lookup value, lookup array. So you'll have different parameters, right? Similarly, here in VBA also, we'll have different parameters. Now when I say here, it will ask for the paste special. So this is for the paste values. So I don't want to do anything here. I'll say comma. I'm just trying to bypass it. The next one, I have something called as operation. Again, I'm not doing anything with this. I'll say comma.
Okay.
Then there is one more parameter.
Okay.
Again, I'm not doing anything. I'll say comma. Now I'm coming to this stage where
Okay.
transpose. I'll say true.
Okay.
Okay. This is one way.
Okay.
But instead of doing all this, what I've done is directly I mentioned the parameter name itself. So when I'm mentioning this parameter name, I should actually mention this colon equal so that I'm taking this parameter name. This is parameter name. So if I give only true, it will not understand for which parameter.
So any parameter, any parameter in the base special, if you have to do, you have to do the parameter name then colon dash is equal to.
Not only here, anywhere if you're actually trying to bypass, you have to mention the parameter name colon equal. This is for the assignment of parameter. I'm assigning one value for a parameter, then I have to use like this. Not only in the space special, anywhere if you're actually doing. So if you are trying to directly go to this parameter, then you'll have to go here. When you come to the sorting, I'll explain. So how to use the different parameters like this. So what will happen when I'm actually having sorting, there will be so many parameters which I don't need. Then I'll take say header or say key, something like that. That will try to understand more in detail. Okay. Shall we proceed?
Okay.
Shall we proceed? Okay. Next is we'll see how to,
yes, no.
Yeah. So next is we'll see how to insert and delete rows and columns. What we'll do, let me just insert one sheet. I'll name it as insert delete. Let me just copy this data and I'll put it here. I'll just paste it multiple columns like this. Now let's say I want to insert one column here, say in column E. So what I'll do, you go here, right click, insert a module. I'll say F4 mod underscore, I'll say insert delete, say enter. I'll rename the sheet as well, say enter. Okay, fine. Now what we'll do, we'll see how we can insert a column, that is single column. Sub insert column, I'll say single. So what I'm trying to do here, I'm trying to insert a single column. Okay, how to insert? In WKS insert delete dot range. Now you have to go and check which column I'm actually inserting. So I'm inserting column in E. I'll mention E. But for an address, I need to have column plus the row number. So here what I'll do, the row number is not important for me. I can have any row number. I'll say 1 dot entire column dot insert. Now let's say F5, say a column got inserted. So let's say I want to delete this. So what I'll do, let me copy the same thing. Instead of again typing everything, I'll just go here. I'll change the program name. Here, instead of insert, I'll say delete. See, same program, but here I'm saying insert to insert a column. delete to delete a column. If I say Fi, see the column which got inserted is deleted. Fine. Next step. Suppose if you want to insert multiple columns, say sub insert column, say multiple. Same code dot range. Now I'll say E1 colon. Let's say I want to insert 3 columns. Say 1, 2, 3. I'll say G1 dot entire column dot insert. I'll say Fi and go and check. See, 3 columns got inserted. Okay, fine. Let's go back. I want to delete this. Again, let me copy this, paste. I'll make it as delete, and here I'll say delete. Say E1 to G1. Let's say Fi. See, it got deleted. So it's very easy to remember actually. How to remember? I know this, the sheet, the range. I told you this will be common for anything, say copy, delete, paste, or whatever. Next, what I'm trying to do, say entire column. That means the entire column here. I'm trying to insert. If you want to delete, I'll say delete. This is for the column. Let's say I want to do the same thing for row. I want to insert a row in row number 7. Sub insert row. Let's say I'll insert single column. Say double case insert delete dot range of, say, now for me the row number is not important, the column is important. Sorry, the row number is important, the column is not so important for me. I'll say A, I'll say 7 because I'm inserting a row number 7 dot entire row dot insert. Now if I say Fi, see, a row has got inserted in this row number 7. Now let's say I want to delete. Let me copy the same thing. I'll say delete. And here I'll say delete. That means row number A7 which I inserted, I'll say delete. I'll say Fi, see, got deleted. Multiple rows. Let's go here. Sub insert row multiple. Insert delete range of, say, A7 to, say, A9 dot entire row dot insert. Say Fi, see. Now let's go back. I want to delete this. Copy this and I'll say delete. Here I'll say delete. Say F5. See, got deleted. Now the question arises, see, I can do this manually. So I have to do a program for this. See, sometimes what will happen when I'm creating a dashboard, or say if I want to automate something, I have to use these kind of codes in multiple times. So in that case, I cannot go and keep on doing this manually, right? So in the next chapters, what will happen is you'll understand that how will I actually use this multiple times. For that, you have to know all these codes, the simple codes in the beginning, so that it will become easy for you to write complex programs. Now let's take one simple example how this can be used in dashboards. I'll just give you one simple example. Let me just put a border for this, say Control 1. And I'll put a border here quickly. Now let me hide the grid lines. Here, let me take 2 buttons, insert, and let's take one button. I'll put it here and I'll say plus. Let me format this and I'll take minus. Okay, when I click on this, a column should be added. If I click on this, a column should be deleted. So this is my intention. How to do that? So what I'll do, let me go here. See, I have this insert a column. Now this macro, instead of running this from my VB editor, what I'll do is I'll take this macro and I'll assign to this button. How to do that? Right click, and here I have something called as assign macro. Again, I'll show you. Right click and say assign macro, and I'll try to assign that macro which I need to execute. Say insert a single column, this one. Suppose if you're getting confused with so many macros, what you do is copy this macro name like this, double click, Control C, right click and say assign macro. You can directly paste it as well. If you are finding it difficult to find with so many macros here, copy and you can paste it. See, if I click on this, see, column got inserted. The same thing what I'll do, I'll go here, say delete, right click and say assign macro, and I'll say okay. See, if I click on this, the column is deleted. See, fine. This is for the hard coded of a specific column. Say I want to insert in E1 only. What if I want to insert a column? Let's say I'll select one column here. If I click on this, it should get inserted here. Let's say I'll go here, I'll select this, and if I click on this, it should get inserted here. So how to do that? Let me go back. So what I'll do, I'll write a program, a new program, say sub insert column with active cell. Okay, I'll say active cell dot entire column dot insert. Okay, if I write like this, what will happen? Wherever I'm activating the cell, let's say I'm activating here, and if I run this program, the column will get inserted. So what I'll do, same thing, I'll write a program for delete as well. Say delete, and here I'll say delete. Let me copy this and I'll assign to this macro. So previous macro I'll just delete and I'll put this. This is for active cell. Same thing I'll do for deleting as well. Fine. See, now let me select this. I want to insert a column in this cell. See, a column got inserted here. Let's say I want to delete this. Click on this. See, wherever I activate, see, I'll activate here. See, previously I had given it as E1 or say G1 or whatever. So it was inserting with a specific column name. But now what's happening? Wherever I'm selecting, it is getting inserted. See, I want to delete this. Select here. See, delete. Fine. Now, if you want to insert multiple columns, if I select this and if I say insert, see, I'll get only one column because I have given the code as active cell. Where if I say active cell, when I'm selecting this, see, this will be activated first. So only this will be inserted. See, if I'm deleting also, if I select this, see, this is the active cell, it will delete only this. But my requirement was to insert the selected number of columns. So for that, what I have to do is, instead of this active cell, I'll say sub insert column, I'll say selection. Say selection dot entire column dot insert. Okay, what the selection will do, wherever I've selected the cell, there I'll be inserting the column, and if I give this entire row, this will become row. That's it. I'll say delete. Here I'll say delete. Now let's copy this program. Right click, assign macro, paste it here, and delete. Copy, right click, assign macro, and I'll say okay. Fine. So previously I had assigned the active cell. Now I selected the selection. Now let me select this. So I've selected 3 columns and I'll say insert. See, 3 columns got inserted. Now let's say I want to delete these 3 columns. Select and say, see, it can insert or delete single column as well. See, I've selected only this cell. Say delete. If I select these many columns and say insert, see, it will get inserted. If you want to delete only these 3 columns, or say 4 columns, it will delete. Okay, so this is for inserting or deleting your columns either specifically by a column or by a range and this is for your rows by specific row or specific range of rows, or active cell, that is the selected cell, the activated cell, or by selection. Okay, fine. Next one is similar to this. I'll explain about how to hide, unhide, and then I'll stop the class. Then you guys can ask any doubts you have. Okay, similar to this, hiding and unhiding. Let me just make a copy of it. Just I'll make a copy of it. Then here I'll say hide, unhide. Here we'll rename this. Immediately rename so that you'll not forget to rename. Say right click, insert. I'll have one more module, mod underscore hide, unhide. Right? Okay. Now, similar to what we did for inserting and deleting, we have something called as hide, unhide. Hide, unhide will not delete any data. It will just try to hide the columns, the specific columns or the specified columns or the rows. Sub, say hide column, I'll say single. Same thing, WKS, hidden, range of, we'll take this column E only, say E1 dot entire column dot hidden equals true. See, I'll say entire column dot hidden equals true. Previously I had mentioned it as insert, wherein it was inserting. Now I'm mentioning it as hidden equals true so that it will hide. When I say fi, see, column E got hidden. Let me go back. Same thing I'll copy and I'll paste here. I'll make it as unhide. Here instead of true, I'll say false. Just change this to false. Now let me execute this. See, it will be unhidden. Fine. Okay. This is for single column. Let's say I want to hide multiple columns. So sub hide column, say multiple. WKS hide unhide range of say E1 to G1 dot entire column dot hidden equals true. See, I mentioned a range here from E1 to G1. Now I'll say Fi. If I go here, can you see that E to G has been hidden here. Unhide, just copy the same thing and I'll paste it here. Say unhide, here I'll make it as false. And now if I execute this, see, it will unhide. This is for column. Next, let's say I want to hide a row. So sub hide row, I'll say single row to be hidden. Say WKS hide unhide range of, let's say, A7 dot entire row dot hidden equals true. Right? Say this row will try to hide. Say F5. See, got hidden. 7th row got hidden. How to unhide that? I'll go here and here I'll say unhide. Here we'll say false. Let me F5. See, got unhidden. Multiple rows. We go here. Sub hide row, say multiple. Hit WKS hide unhide range of A7 to A10 dot entire row dot hidden equals true. Let me run this. See, it got hidden, that is from A7 to A10. Now I'll try to unhide this. Say A7 to A10, we'll say false. Say F5. See, it got unhidden. Okay, so this insert, delete, and hide, unhide are almost same. So what it will do, if you want to take, mention the range, say entire column. If I say hidden equals true, then it will hide. If I say hidden equals false, it will unhide. If I mention entire column, then it will work on column. If I say entire row, then what it will do, it will work on rows. Okay, this is for inserting, deleting rows and columns, hide, unhide rows and columns. Okay, so if you have any doubts, please ask me. I'll clear your doubts.
Hello, this is Sumant again. Just one thing here, for the copy, hidden row and insert delete, you have used the module.
Yes.
So is this in case of any repetitive thing, we have to use the module?
No. See, in one single module itself, I can write all the macros. But why we actually create different?
Okay.
It is for better understanding. And see here, I say copy. That means here I've used all the programs which is used for copying and pasting. But coming to this hide and unhide,
Okay.
I've used all the hide and unhide. The same thing. See, I'll copy this and I'll paste in this. Okay. Now if I run this, see, it is still executing. But the thing is, like, for a good practice, so we'll create a different module. It is something like you are using a different sheet for writing something. Instead of writing all the notes,
Okay.
just taking one more sheet and you are writing that.
Hmm.
And it's a good practice actually.
Okay.
Any other doubts?
Second thing, how you have inserted that, created that, the button, macro button.